Hello superheroes and welcome to yet another video from Spark Studio. I promised you a story last time and that's what you will get. It's mind-boggling. Are you ready? Let's go. I once went on a school trip. It was a beautiful day. Water was boiling, we were munching on chips, tents were getting set up. We were enjoying ourselves. And then suddenly, I saw a pathway which had beautiful little yellow flowers. I was too excited. I started running down that pathway and wanted to see where it led. And you know how forests are, right? 1 minute, it's very beautiful. Birds are chirping, everything is colorful. And the next minute, it can become dark and dingy because of the tall trees and the creepers that are hanging down. Well, it started becoming a little dark and I wanted to turn back. So, while I was turning, my eyes caught a cabin. This cabin was adorable. It was so beautiful. There was a pretty garden in the front. It had little chimes hanging outside. I got excited. I was a little tired too. So I decided I'll go to the cabin, have a little bit of lemonade if they have it, and rest for a bit and then head back. I started walking towards the cabin, and when I knocked on the cabin, I was shocked. Have I got your attention, amigos? Well, you want to know the rest of the story, right? But you must be patient. Stories cannot be rushed, and we are going to be learning about storytelling in today's Spark Play. What you heard right now is the introduction to a horror story. So you saw the build-up that I brought into it. It also had two very important elements. One, the protagonist, the main character, and in this case, it was me. The second part is the setting. The setting is the place where the story is taking place. And that is the cabin, the forest, right? Now let's do an activity together, right? So here is the character and here is the setting. Now these are the list of words that either describe the character or the setting. Now, can you help me sort this? Let me do the first one for you. The word curious. In the story, I was curious to know where the path went. So that falls under character. Eerie. That's the second word. I used eerie to describe the dark side of the woods, and so it goes under setting. Now you go ahead and do it. Sort these words. Until then, you can pause the video. Now this shows us an important detail. Character details are recognized by the actions that the protagonist does. I left my group and followed the trail, and that shows that I am curious. And I used many words to describe the setting. Those words are the ones that will help you understand and visualize the setting, the place where it is happening. Now, you remember this point every time you write your own story. But wait, the story isn't over yet, right? We still have two very important parts of the story that we have to arrive at. Now, that is the problem and the solution. Now, you can arrive at the story and at the problem of the story by coming up with very simple questions. In this case, I can ask, what did I see in the cabin? Did I face any problems with certain characters that I found in the cabin? And you can come up with many more questions that way. Now, second, you can think about the solution. What did I do with those problems? How did I come out of those problems? Did I escape the cabin? Did I get back to the camp? What happened to me? So, with all of these questions, you can complete your story. Now it's your time to shine. Pause the video here and answer these simple questions, and you write the ending to the same story. Go ahead. I'm sure your ending is very exciting, but it cannot be cooler than mine. So, are you ready to hear my ending? Let's go. So, I had stopped at this point where I was standing at the door and I had tapped on the door of the cabin. Something appeared. I was shocked. What had happened is that all the colors around me had started fading. Every single color, and it became completely black and white. When the door opened, I saw something that was not black and white, but rather red. I was screaming, but nothing was coming out of my mouth. There was only a huge speech bubble which said, "Ah!" What was happening? I tried to turn around and run and realized I was completely in 2D. I tripped over something. It seemed like a black dot, but I guess it was a stone. I started screaming again and realized I kept falling. And then, thud! I'd fallen to the ground. But it was not the ground of the forest, not the ground of the garden, but it was the ground to my own home. I'd fallen off the bed. My sister came running into the room and she was checking if I was fine. I was a little disoriented. She started laughing and said, "Since you've come back from the summer camp, you have been having these very strange dreams. What did you do there?" I smiled sheepishly. I read too many comic books. Now, as you saw, the problem is that I turned into a comic book character. And the solution was that there was no need for a solution because it was all a dream. So, this is how I ended my story. How did you frame yours? Next up, we are heading to the adventurous seas, my pirates. Are you ready to join this with me? For that, you need to subscribe to us and you will be able to get every video that we do. So, see you again, amigos. Ta-ta. Come join us at Spark Studio. Try a free trial with us to know more. Link is down here.